Hello everyone, and happy to see you all today with us. We all completed almost all the parts of that Mahāsatipaṭṭhāna sutta. So today we can learn about the four jhana, or the samma samadhi, or the right concentration. So this is a kind of a teaching most popular in, shall we say, like in the among the people who would like to meditate. And nowadays actually with the people who are doing research also, because this jhana, or the concentration, Buddha teach that this is the path to cessation of suffering. Path means that uh, that path which allows you to understand the mind as it is. We all know that when we see our mind, we see in our with the inference of the our different mind state. As an example, when we look into our mind when we are angry, usually we are not ready to look into our mind when we are angry. We want to share our anger, share our sometimes not the good words, like we want to punish someone, or we want to hurt someone, like so. At that time we have a different mind. When we our mind feel with the lust, we don't want to actually see the what's going on in our mind, that we want to fulfill our desire. When ego comes, we feel like there are three types of egos, like feeling inferior, I'm not good, and feeling superior, these people, they don't know nothing about I'm the best of the best. And that there is another ego, like we all equal. So when we have the different defilements in our mind works in a different way. So that the concentration, this right concentration, this four jhana, is the place where we can see our mind as it is, to see the impermanence and the sufferings it has, and the selflessness. So to see that, it's like this is the window to see the world as it is. World means not the universe also, your own self, your own mind. So this is a important teaching we all need to learn. So let's pay our respect in to the Buddha to start the program. So without Buddha's knowledge, we do not know this. Actually, I did not invented this, so I didn't discover this. So this all the teachings what we are learning coming from the Buddha's teachings. So let's pay our respect first to our teacher Buddha, and then let's pay our respect to our teacher Pinat Lokaswamin Mahansa. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. My homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's pay our respect to our teacher, Pinvat Loko Swamin Wahansa. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear meditators, and dear Dhamma friends, and dear devotees and supporters, so when we learn Buddha's teachings, usually we need to bring our respect towards these teachings. So therefore, the one way of paying our respect to these teachings is sitting in a formal way, other than just laying on the bed and listening, like uh, not like listening to Spotify or Apple Music, but listening to a teaching of a special person who lived in the world. And Another way we can pay our respect by, if you are in a place where you can open your camera and join, feel free to open your camera. No one is going to look at you, but it creates that the in-person experience. Plus, we can share our respect to these teachings. So when you are learning this teaching, we need to bring our mindfulness, awareness. So it says susosati. Open your all ears and let these teachings to go through your ears with full of open ears. So instead of interrupting with your mind narrations or the things which are rising in your head, like, oh, I want to eat after this midnight, after this class. So yes, of course you may need to do all the other things, but please bring your full attention only to this 45 minutes. That will help you to understand the teaching. And when you listen to the teaching, fully connected with this, and bring your all ears and take only the idea. Do not let your mind to dwell on the unimportant things. As an example, think that today we are going to learn about a deep teaching. So when we say the deep teaching, we are not going to, okay, so since it's too deep, we are going to talk about Titanic. So I'm not going to talk about Titanic. Think that I'm saying that. So if I say that, that unimportant thing is the saying Titanic. Why I said that? Just to bring your attention to this moment. But if you felt like, oh, Titanic, it's a movie and I watched this and they are the characters, so you are focusing to unimportant thing. So bring your attention to the here and bring all your ears and take only the idea, let go the unimportant things, and then uh, wisely consider, bring your awareness and wisdom to understand it. So then, but it's not like so tough and like in a class where we learn rocket science also. This is something we learn about what we can experience in ourselves. So this is a here and now teaching, Samdittika teaching. So like when we learn these teachings, so we know that we learned Noble Eightfold Path, a path which lead to the cessation of suffering. Can anyone help us saying what is the Four Noble Truths?
The first one is noble truth of suffering, Bhante.
Noble Truth of Suffering.
The origin of suffering.
Origin of Suffering. Thank you.
The noble truth of the cessation of suffering.
Noble Truth of Cessation of Suffering. Very good.
Way that leads to end of suffering.
The path leading to the cessation of suffering, Bhante?
Right. Path to the cessation of suffering, like noble truth of suffering, cause, noble truth of cause for the suffering, noble truth of cessation of suffering, noble truth of path to cessation of suffering. When we say noble truth, if you can't get the idea, it's like a universal truth. There is a universal truth called suffering. We learned about that, how that from birth, decaying, dying, and everything, how this conditioned world we grew up in the suffering. We learned that. We learned that cause for the suffering. That's cause is not someone else creating these sufferings and putting in ourselves because of the attachment or the tanha, ego, that the three types of attachments create these sufferings. And cessation of suffering, that means end of suffering. which is the letting go of that attachment. So for that, there is a path to cessation of suffering, path which we need to practice. So in that path, there are 8 folds, 8 items. So can anyone again help us to remind what are the 8-fold path? What is the 8-fold path?
Right view,
Right view.
right effort,
Okay, right view, right effort. Yeah,
Right
it's
action.
here. Right intention,
Right action.
right action, and
Right
just
speech.
yeah, right speech,
Right livelihood.
right livelihood. Correct.
Right concentration.
Oh, right concentration. It's really difficult to make my finger. Right concentration is the last one.
Right mindfulness.
Right
Yeah,
effort.
right. Okay, let's start again. Right view, right intention, or right view of the Samma Ditti, right intention of the Samma Sankappa, right
Speech.
speech or the Samma Vacha, right action or the Samma Kammanta, right livelihood or the Samma Ajiva, then right effort of Samma Vayama, right mindfulness or the Samma Sati, right concentration or the Samma Samadhi, Samma Sati and Samma Samadhi, right. So those are the 8-fold path, 8 things which lead to the end the sufferings. So there are 8 things to practice. So in there, the 8th one, the right concentration arises. Actually, this concentration is based on the first 7. So that if anyone would like to attain jhana or practice path, instead of just focusing, okay, from today, after this class, I will attain jhana. No, you have to start in right view, right intention, right speak, right action, right livelihood, right effort, and right mindfulness. So those things are creating that right concentration, not just the wish. So we learned what is right view, and we learn the rest of the things. So today we are not focusing to those things, but we are focusing to the right concentration. Right.
Thank you, Bhante. I was wondering, I know that in the past you had mentioned that you can group those 8 things into certain portions, like into even a smaller group, like 3 things. What
Yeah.
were the other groupings?
Oh yeah, thank you for asking that. So that it's a sila part, samadhi part, panya part, the ethical conduct part, the concentration part, and the wisdom part. So that the first 2, samadhi, right view and right intention. So those are the panya part or the wisdom part, and then vacha, kammanta, ajiva or the right speak, action, and livelihood. Those are the sila part, ethical conduct, and then vayama, sati, samadhi, effort, and the right effort, right mindfulness, and concentration. Those are the samadhi or the concentration part. So that's how it group. So today we are learning in that right concentration. What is concentration? So when it comes to the completion, first the completion happen, not the panya, the wisdom. First your completion happen in the ethical. So if someone practice this path, as an example, if someone attain to the stream entrance, so that means that by practicing this path, first the completion happen in the ethical conduct, that they are ethically they are right, and then the samadhi part, and then the panya, the wisdom part. So it's about the completion. So right, when we say the samma samadhi, this samma or the concentration has 4 jhanas. Actually, in Buddhism, we talk 8 jhanas mainly. 4 form jhana, with form, and without form, formless jhana. So in here, we mainly discuss form jhana, with form, which means that with form means that when we see our life as it is, we see 5 aggregates of clingings: form, feeling, perception, volitional formation, and consciousness. Rupa, form, Vedana, feeling, Sanya, perception, volitional formation, Sankhara, consciousness, Vinyana. So those are the 5 things. So these jhanas, this concentrate mind allows you to see form as form, feeling as feeling, perception as perception, volitional formations as volitional formations, where it arises, and consciousness as consciousness. So at the moment, without a concentration, we don't see these 5 aggregates of clingings and 5 aggregates. Actually, we see that I am doing this, that person doing this to me, like that, me in our conversations in our mind. And we have attached with that I frame. Because of the concentration, it allows you to see your mind as it is, and how things arising and how things falling. When you see things arising and falling, that I does not exist in there. That is why it's important. As an example, think that you are walking in a night and you see someone. It's the cemetery area. That's where it's people used to be afraid while walking in that side, and you see in the cemetery someone is waving hand. Then what you do, you take all the energy what you can get, your Red Bull power, and you run. So you do not want to stay in that place. Why? Someone is waving hand. But you are a wise person. Because of your wisdom, you think, oh, it can be a ghost. I will investigate that. Then you are, instead of your pre-idea, there is a ghost and he is going to take me. You are with full focus, with full attention, with prepared mind, maybe with couple of friends, in the evening, going there. Then you see, oh, it's just a banana leaf shaking. My mind created the ghost. Then after that, whenever you see that banana tree, you for sure you will never ever identify that banana tree as a ghost. So likewise, when you see your mind as it is, it allows you to let go that idea of me or mine or myself. Instead of that, you see the cause and effect. There is something, it's not nothing. It based on this, like cause and effect. That's why we need this concentration. So in the concentration, so first Buddha saying, Vivicheva kamehi. So Vivicheva kamehi, Vivicha kusalehi dhammehi. Oh, Bhante is saying something, can't understand, but it's okay. Vivicheva kamehi, Vivicha kusalehi dhammehi, Savitakka, Savichara, Vivekaja, Piti sukha. Patamajjana upasampajya vihara. So those are the characteristics of the first jhana, or the first deeper concentration. So what is the meaning of that? So the simple meaning of that is, and the vivicha karma means that we learn that sensual pleasures. So when we say the sensual pleasure, we know that it is not the outer world using the what we see as a form, what we hear as a sound, or the smell, or the taste, or these tangibles. From that, in our head, individually, that sensual pleasure world creating in our head. It's not in the outer world, but we use that pleasurable experiences, and individually we all create this karma or the sensual world in our head. That's why we have different sensual world even though we are living with each other. That's why we have different preferences. So an example, in your sensual pleasure world, you may like to a one celebrity, the other person like another celebrity, and he dislike the whom you like. So likewise, there are different preferences when it comes to food. You like to one certain food, the other people like another types of food. So that sensual pleasure world is too different. Like it creates in our mind by our own. It is not a same thing. That's why we can let go that sensual pleasure world and attain to that non-sensual pleasure mind state individually. If we experience on the same thing as everyone does, and if that means that we do not have authority to let go that sensual pleasure and experience that non-sensual pleasure experience. So first thing is viviccheva kamehi, that's secluded from sensual pleasures. And then vivicca akusalehi dhammehi. Akusala means the defilements. In that mind state, no sensual pleasures and no defilements. What are the defilements? Lust is a defilement. Which means, why we say it's a defilement? That thought patterns do not lead you to understanding, but it lead you to certain things. As when lust arises, lust want to receive, take, grab what you feel craving. Then when anger rises, instead of understanding a situation, you want to hurt, take a revenge, give a return in a bad way to the person you get angry. The moha means the delusion or the ignorance. Out of ignorance, that frames creating like me, I, and with that I, that's an ego, like certain like feeling of inferior. Oh, I'm not good. I'm the best, superior. We are all same. So we are feeling we are all same also. Defilement. If we do not figure it out, what will happen? I will bring a simple example for that. Think that you as a group, you have good friends and you feel like, okay, we are equal and we treat each other very well and we are very good friends. And suddenly one of your friend work hard or by luck, he get a good occupation, earn a lot, and he's going to another level of social state than what you are in. Then you felt like we are equal. Now you see that that person is like kind of a superior to you. When things like that happen, usually what comes to the usual mind is try to reject that, not ready to accept that progress. When jealousy and the other defilement arises, sometimes people are saying, criticizing from their past. Oh, now he's in a kind of a level, now he does not remember even us, but we know how they were, and they had a poor family and they did, and sometimes connecting with some rumors like, oh, they are drug dealing, also like creating story to reject their progress in our mind. So that's how that every ego create that danger. So when you bring your mind to here and now, and with that first 7 things, your concentration allows you to overcome from that sensual pleasure world, allows you to overcome from those defilements, anger, the last anger, delusion, jealousy, not ready to accept others' good qualities and always try to criticize, and if someone did something bad to me, I want to do something very bad to that person. That sort of a mind. So all this should let go to see this pure experience. So then now you have to make a choice, like whether I hold my anger or whether I let it go and attain to the concentration and feel the super inner peace and happiness. So you can do both actually. That's why you need to let go of those defilements. If I say, as a Buddhist monk, I want to take a revenge from other people, then what will happen? Today this class has 34, next class there will be only me. Why? Everyone knows that it's not the way of the practice of the Buddhism. So likewise, we need to let go the defilements, right? Letting go the defilements, letting go the sensual pleasures. Now it says what it has. First it says what are those things, 2 things it does not have. So it has savitakang, savichara, which means that with vitakka and vichara we learn these things. Applied thought, that means that thought which allows you to connect you to your present moment, your meditative anchor point. And sustained thought, which means that thoughts which like spreading all over in that, like you allowing you to stay in that concentration. So there are 2 analogies which given in Milinda and the questions of the King Malinda. It's like think that someone creating like a good, what we call wood, like creating a like a wood carpenter, making a sharp edges and like a nail, creating a way to connect that the other wood to the another wood. So for that it's like fully fitting. So to fully fit, it's like that. For that it need kind of a focus and things like that, fully prepared to connect. So likewise, that applied thoughts allow you to connect to your meditation. And then sustained thoughts is like a drummer play that like using the stick, bang to the that create a noise. Then what will happen? Think that he's doing in a cave or so, then it creates kind of an echo, repeating that voice over and over. So likewise, applied thoughts and the sustained thought for that concentration which it leads. Then Savitaka, Savichara, Viveka Jampiti Sukha, which means that there is a Piti means, you know what is Piti, that rapture, and Sukha means the happiness. So rapture means that mind create that. Sukha means that you feel it even from your body. You have the rapture and happiness because of the rest, Vivekaja. That's the important thing. How you get that rest? You got that rest in your mind because you let go the sensual pleasure. You let go the defilements. You get a full rest That's why sometimes we say, hey, this is a way to be happy for no reason. Because we lost our rest. We keep on thinking on the sensual pleasures. And that sensual pleasures created so many defilements in our head. Our head is like always manufacturing thoughts over and over. So you are bringing, as an example, you are bringing your attention to your breath, and then you let go all the sensual pleasure and all the defilements, and you get enough rest. When you get that enough rest, you can feel it from your mind, you can feel it from your body. That rest creates the rapture, that rest creates the happiness. So when you meditate, even for a small amount of time, if you have ever felt that rapture and happiness, you know what Bhante is saying. That rapture, it's like hard to describe to someone else who do not have meditation experience. It's because of the rest, like mind itself create that rapture. It's like closed eyes, but smiling to the very end in our mind, like smiling, like in your mind is like smiling to the others, may feeling like doing a boring thing, closed eyes and just keeping straight and no talking, no happiness, no, like a smiling mind. And then it lead to generate more happiness all over the body. So the first jhana has the vitaka thoughts, applied thoughts, then sustain. And then because of the rest, it has a rapture, 3, and then the happiness and concentration. Definitely concentration is the special thing, that concentration there. So those 5 things in the first jhana. So the meditator gradually improving, upgrading his mind to that level. So that's the one thing. And like before 2011 or so, sometimes there were like arguments in the science field also. No, those are maybe like taking a mushroom and just experiencing a hallucination. Now they have done so many case studies, and now they say no, it's not a hallucination, it's a like improved special mind state. So this is that's how that's why in that science field there are so many discussions about the deeper experience of what Buddha's teaching. So that's a different thing. I just wanted to bring it to you since you're all interested in Buddha's teachings. And then what is the second jhana means? So the second jhana means, okay, first I will say the Buddha's analogy for the first jhana. It's like, let me try to bring the analogy for that. So it's like, in simple words, like a bathman needing water into bath powder until it is fully permeated. So it's like, think that someone mixing, think that someone creating a good soap. To that soap, he is adding water and creating, it's like to like it mixed with water, but that water is not like dipping, not too much water, not less water. Think that someone creating a dough like to make a bake cake. So mixing things like together, it's like not too much water or not less water. It's like likewise that all of his body, this rapture and happiness, like well mixed. So just imagine when we just bring our attention, especially if anyone who's not meditating, when they experience, just bring their attention to their body, they understand their body as a pain body, full of like weight in the body. So in there is a sutta that is script which Arahant Sariputta, Buddha's main disciples teaching. In there, the Arahant Sariputta saying that this heaviness in our body also a defilement. So not that body pain you may have back pain or knee pain, not that generally the pain you feel. So it should be let go. So that means that meditators are genuinely happy. That's the first jhana thing. Okay, any question regarding that?
Thank you, Bhante. No. Oh, so this would be, we're talking about the first stage of the jhana.
Right.
And how many were there 5 things?
Yeah.
There's
yes, and vitaka, that applied thoughts, which are that sustainer thoughts, and then because of the rest, rapture, and because of the rest, the happiness, and then the ekagata, which means that the concentration. Those things are there.
Thank you, Bhante.
And if you want the things, it does not have this sensual pleasure world, and then the defilements. Yeah. Yes, John.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yeah.
And we will be able to attain the first jhana if we are consistent meditators. We do so on a regular basis, and we how do we get to that point where these things are experienced?
Yeah, so if you can remember that the first 7 things we need to work on: samadhi, right view, right intention, right speak, action, livelihood, and the effort, and the mindfulness. You can easily understand that is that the first stage is that letting go the sensual pleasures and the defilements. So for that we need to have the right view. The right view means what? Seeing things as it is. So seeing things as it is means that seeing sufferings as suffering, cause for the suffering as cause for the suffering, cessation of suffering as cessation of suffering, path to cessation of suffering as a path to cessation of suffering. Another way of describing that samadhi is understanding the defilements and the non-defilements. So an example, think you get angry, so for some reason other than someone who practice in this Buddha's path, each and everyone see the reason from the outer world. I mean, this person made me angry. Like we have someone else in the outside to point our finger. So that's the wrong view. Right view shows you, okay, I got angry where that the thing happened not according to as I expected. My expectation and my mind picture where I have attached. I expected this person to be nice at me, or this person, okay, wife should bring my bed tea right after I wake up, but she did not. She is sleeping. So then the anger, we know that, you know that, I can say you know that anger arises because I had expectation, I have attached my expectation, and that reality is something else. So you know that the real reason is the attachment, not the other person. So when you see that, because of your right view, you get the right intentions, like not, you don't get angry, like angry thought, instead of anger thought, you get letting go, I shouldn't attach. So if she bring, yes, thank you, and appreciate with gratefulness. If she forgot, I can share it with her, and we can discuss about that. Like right intentions, read, write, speak, and everything. So when first 7 improves, that lead to the let go the sensual pleasures and let go the defilements and let lead to the jhana. I think you're clear on that, right?
I am, and I apologize for asking you to repeat yourself, because that was
Oh,
certainly a repeat
no.
of what we learned. Thank you very much, Bhante.
Yeah, John, and asking question, it's totally fine.
Oh, sorry, Bhante. I have 2 questions, Bhante. The first one is it possible that someone who has had this experience, jhana experience in their past life, that, in this life, they can just sit, maybe first time or, few times, and they sit and they can just very quickly attain that states of jhana? That's the first question, Bhante. The second
Shall we
jhana.
go one by one?
Yes, Bhante.
Yes. There is a possibility, definitely, but that person's mind shouldn't be like covered with too much defilements, because if not, the effort does not help them. If you can see the Jataka tales and the other stories, even some monk stories, there are certain things that those are like not coming from their family background, but there is a history underneath which comes from their past life. So that means when you practice something in here, it goes to the next life. Even if you can remember that the Sotanudata Sutta, when you practice Dhamma here, and there is a possibility to practice it even in the heavenly world, right?
Yes, Bhante. The second question is, Bhante, in order to attain this jhana state, is it only through sitting meditation we can attain this jhana state, or as we walk, can we also, would it be possible, Bhante?
Yeah, the posture does not doesn't matter if it is not the anapanasati. If you can remember, there is a sutta, Buddha saying the benefits of the walking meditation, and in there Buddha saying if someone attain to a jhana, not jhana actually, deeper concentration by practicing walking meditation, that lasts long than sitting meditation. And then if you can remember how Arhant Ananda attained the Nibbana, he was not in the first in between that sitting and sleeping when he was attaining, so that the posture is a physical thing, it doesn't matter.
Many Bhante.
Okay.
Yes, Bante, I have a question. Would
Yes.
you like suggest sort of a practice thing for us? Because, for example, myself, when I love purses, and when I look at the purse, do you suggest that I should remove the feeling sensations, right? Like from that stage?
No, actually we can do that. Like when you see something, if you feel that when you see something and when you feel love, the first thing is you need to understand, okay, I feel affection, I feel attachment, and that's the first thing. And as a layperson mean that they are accepting righteous sensual pleasures. Accepting righteous. So that's why there is a lay practitioners, there is like we can reject that part. So as a monk, if you ask for that question, think that from a monk, then think that yeah, I feel like attachment to something. Oh, so it's so precious. So as a monk do not have money to buy, and monk should be happy from what they receive from the devotees. Then I should of course let go of that attachment to that possession. That's why the monks are being monks. So likewise, just first see that whatever the attachment or the conditioned thing as a purse or whatever, it has 3 things to understand. First one thing is the asada, or the gratification it creates. And then second one is the adinava, the danger it has. The third one is the liberation. You are liberating your mind from that. So first, when you feel affection, instead of saying, no, I don't have attached to that, acknowledge that, admit that truth. Okay, I feel attached to this and I love this, and that's true. So when you and since it's the rightest thing, and when you accept that, then when you use that, or when you are being with them also, you see the danger, the impermanence, the sufferings which comes because of the impermanence. So then you know, okay, great, not only the gratification but also the danger it has. Then the third thing is the liberation. When you see the rising and falling, and you see the negative side of the attachment, your mind gradually comes to that liberation, which means that while you are maybe physically using that, your mind gradually let go the attachment. So that's how it works. So not rejecting sensation, acknowledge, okay, I feel this attachment here. Okay, good. Let's say sadhu 2 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. Today we learned from Buddha's nice teachings about the first jhana, and we accumulated many blessings, good karma, good merits to our life. Let's share all these good merits with all the divinely powers, and if there are any private guardian to you, with them. And let's share with all these merits with our past relatives and friends, and let's share all these merits with our teacher. We respectfully say Pinwat Loku Swamin Wahansa and all the monastic monks who live all around the world. And let's share all these merits with our wonderful volunteers and all the participants who came here today to learn these nice teachings from Buddha's scripts. May you all be well. May you all be happy. May your all good wishes come true. May you all able to overcome from all the pains and sufferings if there are in your life, and may you all able to experience the blissfulness and the happiness and attain the Nibbana in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. I'm going to chant the blessings in Buddha's language. Abhivadana silissa niccang vaddāpacāyino cattaro dhamma vaddanti āyuvanno sukhang balang Ayurārogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevaca ato nibbāna sampatti minate samiccato. May you all have a long life, healthy life, and happy life. May you all able to practice Dhamma and attain the Nibbana in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Namo Buddhaya.